What's going on, everybody? It is Shivers Review here, hitting y'all with a Black Clover manga chapter 338 review slash discussion for all you major Clover fans out there. But first thing first, may I hit the subscribe button and notification bell down below if you haven't already to be up to date with everything I do on this channel. So this chapter, pretty solid, man. I give it like a 7.5 out of 10, man. We got the debut of Ichika, you know, Yami's little sister. We got to see her fight and take down some bandits easily, no diff, because she is Yami's little sister and she is a badass right now, and can't wait to see more of her. And we got a the breakdown of what's magic is over there at the land of the sun. Like, they don't call magic over there, they call it sorcery, and they don't use grimoires, they use scrolls. So I just love the whole cultural difference that they have than the other kingdoms that we see in the series of Black Clover, when it tells of them using grimoires and stuff like that, and the guys over there at the land of the sun use scrolls. And we have Ryu basically breaking down their versions of the captains, and it's called the Reason 7. And can't wait to see more of them, because I believe he said Ichika is one of them. So Asa has a lot of hellish training to get through if she's one of them, and we see how strong she is in this week's chapter. I wonder what the other one's going to be looking like, and hopefully they're not like the spirit guards when they were just like, you know, a waste of time and everything. They seem like cool people, but Tabata kind of poorly executed on their characters and their fights during the in the Spade Kingdom arc, and this kind of made them look like fodder. So hopefully he doesn't do that to the Rise of 7, and I'll be so stoked to see how badass these guys are going to be looking right here, to see what their scroll sorcery is going to be. So let's get into the beginning part of the chapter, where we see Asa is fangasming over the land of the sun. Then he just realized, yo, how am I going to get back to the Clover Kingdom? Like, I'm so far away, I'm in another continent, I'm in another country. And which is a very good question, because we don't know, like, geographic wise how far it's the land of the sun to the Clover Kingdom. So it might be a long travel back to the Clover Kingdom, unless he has somebody that has spatial magic, or maybe if finds the Knock and the rest of the Black Bulls find him, maybe that's his way to teleport back or travel back to the Clover Kingdom. Because other than that, I don't see him having any other way to get back there in the flash when the 7 days of judgment is up. So moving on to the next part, we see Ryuji basically saying, relax. It doesn't look like that Lucius guy's making a move anytime soon, which is kind of crazy, because I believe I recall Asa never telling Ryuji about Lucius, especially his name. Like, I don't think Asa ever told him about Lucius's name. So once again, it seemed like Ryuji is basically having that future foresight, or looking into stuff like Asa cannot see, because he knows Lucius' name without Asa telling him. It's just like last week's chapter when he was breaking down everything that happened to Asa before he got sent to the land of the sun. So yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, if Asa actually did say Lucius' name in last week's chapter of Black Clover. I believe that he didn't do that. But let's move on to the next part of the chapter, because Asa's like, what is the... You said you the shogun of this country. What does that mean? What kind of position is that? Then he basically responds by saying, it's the Wizard King. It's basically the Wizard King of your country. You could say something like that. So basically he's comparing it like the Wizard King in the Clover Kingdom, which makes sense, because he did say he's a shogun. Basically he's a general of everybody of the land of the sun, while you see in the Clover Kingdom the Wizard King rules all, well, not all, because you know you got Clover Kings to go to Clover, but the Wizard King is basically like the general of the Clover Kingdom. And another thing is, did Asa ever tell him about the Wizard King status, or the Wizard King name? Like, it's because Ryuji just brought this up out of nowhere as well. Like, I don't know if Asta brought up the Wizard King name. Let me know in the comment section down below after the video is over that he actually did, because Ryuji freaking me out, because he knows a lot of stuff right now without Asa is telling him, which just makes this character more mysterious and scary as times goes on. So after this part, we see Asta basically tells Ryuji, like, you know, I don't sense no magic power from you, man. Like, I can't tell that you're strong or not. You don't seem that strong to me. And I'm just like, Asta, you're the one to talk. Everybody kind of says the same thing about you. You don't really have no magic. They don't sense no magic power from you because you have no magic. So people actually look down on you, or basically don't take you seriously because like, oh, this guy has no magic, so this is easy work for us and everything like that. So it's kind of weird that Asta is saying this because he's kind of in the same boat. But I see what Tabata is doing. I think he's making a parallel between Asta and Ryuju because Asta, a lot of people can't tell. I mean, says magic power from Asta, and he still is like this amazing mage, and amazing fighter, and everything in Black Clover, which is the same as Ryuju probably. So since he is the shogun of the land of the sun, and he has no sorcery, as we learned in the later part of the chapter, and this is when Ichiko says something to Asta the first time in the chapter. He says, "Watch your mouth and don't you dare speak so disrespectfully to Ryusama again, outsider." And Asta's like, I'm sorry. And I just love Ichiko's face because she just got the Yami face mannerisms, man. That's Yami as a girl. It's just really crazy, man. I just love how Ichika is just like, basically like, yo, don't you ever talk to about my leader, my shogun like that, you outsider. So I guess she doesn't really like outsiders. She probably just like people that's already, homegrown there in the land of the rising sun, which is very interesting because I think people saw the same thing in Yami when he got there to the Clover Kids. Like, oh, that man's a foreigner. He's not from here. He's from a different country. I think that's how they was acting as well. So it's cool. Two peas in a pod type thing. So I ain't tripping about it right there. I just thought that part was interesting. So we see the next part is Asta, Ryu, and Ichika basically going sightseeing within the land of the sun. I love the layout of this place. It literally just like feudal Edo Japan and everything. I just love the design of this. Tabata did an amazing job with all this. And this is when we see the scrolls. The first time we see the scrolls used in Black Clover, other than the whole thing with Bell and everything in the dungeon in the earlier parts of Black Clover. This is the time we actually see it as like a magic spell and stuff like that. You see these guys saying, "Come on, come on, behold the magnificent dance of the fire and water birds." And you see like this guy open the scroll and fire and water birds actually come out. And I actually love the design of those. Those birds look pretty dang dope. And I was like, that's magic, isn't it? But they aren't using Guimars, and usually responds by saying, "Here in the land of the sun, everybody uses scrolls to perform sorcery. What you folks call magic and magic power, we call sorcery and sorcery power." So yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's kind of funny if you read JJK. I think in English dub they call JJK like sorcerers and stuff like that, like sorcerer fighter and stuff like that. So I think it's cool. Like these guys call something different than magic. They call it sorcery and sorcerer power. So I also actually see some totes right here. And that's very nostalgic to him because he hates totes all day, every day at the Heights Village. So it's very nostalgic to him seeing totes in his hand. And this one leads into the scene where Asa see a mom walking her child down the street or down the lane in the land of the sun. And you see he having a flashback of Sister Lily walking him and as kids when they was going through the town of the Clover Kingdom, or yeah, they like the town of the Clover Kingdom or in Heights Village. And Asa's Asa started to remember Sister Lily. And he's like, "Sister," and have this super sad face, or a super sad expression on his face. So Asa's going through it right now because his heart is broken because Sister Lily turned bad. She's working with Lucius, and it hurts for him to see that because that was the girl that he loved and everything, and he wants to save her any way possible. So moving on to the next part, we see where Ryuju right here sense something and say, "Hey, you two, come here. Take a look over there." And it's like, huh? And out of nowhere, bandits literally come in, crashing in, and he's like, "Here comes the scoundrels. If y'all don't want to die, bring us all your valuables and food." And I love the designs of the bandits. Like I said in the spoiler video, they definitely look way different than you usually see in Black Clover. They like different designs of characters, which I'm all for right now. I love how everybody has this different type of look at them, to them in the land of the sun and everything. Just makes everything look culturally just different. So you see people say, "It's bandits, run away." And You see, Ryu said, "Yeesh, that was a surprise there. Go on, go on." And Asa's like, "Did he save them by accident? No, he moved them to the spot to save them." Which is another example. He probably has some type of future foresight, or he sensed their key, and it's like, okay, these guys gonna come crashing in. Let me get these two to safety, and they should be all right. Cause most likely after we know, he probably know Ichika is coming to smash them anyway. So it's going to be light work, and he's like, "What are you?" Is there's nothing to be alarmed about over there. As I'm sure y'all can feel, I've got no sorcery power whatsoever. And this was Asta got shocked, and then this one everybody else got shocked. Which it's kind of crazy. Why is the villains are shocked? Shouldn't they know he doesn't have any sorcery power, or they are keeping it a secret over there at the Land of the Sun? To keep good faith, to keep a good face for him and everything, because they probably want a leader that has magnificent sorcerer power that can lead them, that can protect them and everything. So they want someone with a huge amount of sorcery power that is able to do those type of things. But if they don't have that type of person, they probably don't want that type of person leading their country, because they're like, yo, you can't defend yourself. How could you defend this country? So maybe they kept that on the low, because it's kind of weird, like the civilians don't know their own shogun don't have sorcerer power. So after that, that's when Ichika literally come out like she's a Bleach character. She like, I think Tabata saw this from like Bleach, and it's just like, I gotta have her come in like a Bleach character, because she already dressed like a Bleach character, like already off rip. So I just love the dynamic interest she came in, and she's like, and so I leave it in your hands, Ichika. She's like, as you would. Show the guys are laughing at her, and basically, I remember in my spoilers, I was like, oh, these guys are probably going to tell her, like, oh, move, oh, look, a child trying to be a hero. Now go along and let the adults talk. But I was definitely wrong about that, because in the chapter, they actually wants to have fun with this little, with this girl. I'm like, oh, y'all some sick scoundrels. Y'all some sick, vile dudes. And this one, Ichika basically is like, do not touch me, you cretins. And this is when she activated her sorcery. And you see, like, this looks so cool. If you ever seen Fate, when Shiro used, like, when he'd be like, Trace, on. And you see like the magic circuits come through his arms and stuff, through his hands. That's what it looked like. It's like it's going through the veins and everything of her arms. It looks freaking badass. And this was Ichika basically gave them like all like palms to the chest. And I don't know in this panel if she's moving really quick or she made clones of herself. I'm guessing she just moved really quick, or she just made clones. I'm confused. Hopefully they explain what she did right there, but it looked badass because she dropped all three of them at the same time. And Asta was just very shocked when she's seen that. And you see like this one panel where it says, and then that's their darkness. And I'm guessing she's just like referring to Yami like that. And Asa's like pointing to her. It's like, it can't be. And because she's like reminiscing of Yami right now. And the moment he says that, she face grips him. And like, you remember how Yami was just like palm the head of Asa? She did the same thing. And she's like, don't approach me so casually, you outsider. And you just hear crack. So basically like she's cracking the skull. And she's lifting him up on his feet. So Asa is indeed shorter than Ichika, guys. It's confirmed right here in the chapter. Asa is shorter than Ichika. So this is when Ryu says Ichika is Yami's younger sister. If you want to get stronger, go get trained by him, the Seven Rising. And Asa's like, that's Captain Yami's little sister. And you see Ichika says Royal Duno might be looking out for you. I really hate men like you. So, I guess you hate outsiders like Asta, or guys that's like super, in your face type thing, like in Asta. But yeah, this chapter was very good, man. Like it was very shocking to hear that Ryu has no power, but it kind of reminded me of the heart of Laura Pacheco in the Heart Kingdom, where she really has no power, so she has to rely on the spirit guardians and stuff like that. And the water spirit is kind of like that, like he has no power. All he has like look like he has future foresight and other stuff like System Key and everything, but he has the Seven Rising to back him up. So, and that's a heck of a crew to have him back up. So hopefully we get to see them, and hopefully they're badass, or hopefully Tabata correct his mistake that he did with the spirit guardians. So that's pretty much it that I have in this chapter. I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, 7.5 out of 10. Yeah. So as surely as always, go to the description section down below. I will give the credit to the pictures of, the manga panel colors I have on Twitter that I used the pictures on the thumbnail. And yeah, make sure y'all go follow them, because we always want to support artists the best way we can on this channel. And please go to the comment section down below and tell me what you think about this chapter. Sorry this is such a long review. I just had so much fun with this chapter, so I just want to know what y'all think in the comment section down below so we can get a good conversation on this chapter. So thank y'all very much for that. Can't wait for y'all comment. Can't wait for y'all to like the video. Hopefully we get some more subscribers. Y'all are killing it again. This week's spoilers, y'all went over 1K again, and y'all just surely just been amazing. I truly are thankful and blessed by y'all support y'all giving to my channel right now. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And please subscribe if you haven't already to be a new member of the channel. And yep, pretty much it, guys. See y'all later. Stay safe. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. Peace out. Deuces.